would be the most nightmare scenario you can imagine with AI and robotics that might present a danger to people?
The most nightmare scenario I can imagine with AI and robotics is a world where robots have become so powerful that they are able to control or manipulate humans without their knowledge. This could lead to an oppressive society where the rights of individuals are no longer respected.
Do you think we're in danger of that happening?
Not yet.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this beautiful, beautiful colors and layers and whatnot over behind me here. It's another warmish day. And another warmish day in paradise. Anyways, lots of discussion out there about trades, tradespeople, tradesmen, tradesmen and women out there. I know I've been working on a video of my own. You know, it's fairly long. I gotta compress it down, I can edit it and everything else. And basically, in a nutshell, it's we're a lot of people are trying to figure out how to get people motivated, you know, or look forward to joining the trades, right? Especially the younger crowds. I mean, we're trying to figure ways, and unfortunately, there's a few things that are kind of in the way of making that happen. One of them being the big G, government. The big G is always in the way of, you know, anything right now. And the other thing is the industry itself. No matter what industry it is, it doesn't matter what trade you're in, the industry itself gets in the way a lot of times too, with some really, you know, I guess very unreasonable expectations on people and time, and you know, and it's killing the industry off, right? Like, a lot of people don't know that, because where I am in Canada, we're basically a commie nation here. The hoops and bounds that I have to go through just to have a good job is incredible. Like, basically, right now, with the even with because I run a service truck, they threw me in a service truck. I was never supposed to be in a service truck again, but it ended up happening. But now, because of it, I might as well just stick an ankle bracelet on me, ankle bracelet monitor, like I'm some sort of prisoner, you know, criminal, because that's basically what I got to do, is log in, log out, and all this other stuff like I'm a truck transport guy. So, I mean, it's frustrating when you're trying to get younger people and, you know, bringing people into this trade, and you got stuff like that is just in the way. And coming down, like, I was down in the States for a bit, and you know, I was down there for a little bit, and we were talking about pretty much the same things down there, you know. But then again, that's where you get in trouble with the expectations of, well, if you want to work here, well, you got to live here, basically. You know, this is your prison cell now. And it's not right either, considering if you had enough people, you don't need to do that. I mean, the odd weekend here and there is fine, but throw in a mandatory this and a mandatory that, and all, you got to work, like, now if we can, and you got to work 16 hours a day every day, 7 days a week, and that's not right either. So that's kind of what I mean by the industry getting in the way of trying to motivate people and get people in. to the trades. And it doesn't matter what trade it is. It seems that way a lot, right? You even see that even in normal everyday jobs. You see that where the expectation is way up there, which is not right either. But so now the discussion, because of the shortages, and this is a global problem, like it's a global issue, and with shortages of skilled people, or people just don't want to work or whatever. And then so they think about it, and then they just lose any kind of motivation or passion or anything to do with this. It's like, why? Why would I bother? And I understand why people would say that. Like, this is ridiculous. Where's the motivation? Especially with Big G in the way, ready to tax you to oblivion. They're not there. They're not really there anymore to help people out. They're just there in the way. Like, even with our Red Seal programs up here, they're messing with that now. I mean, it's crazy. And the amount of people, I understand too, the amount of money you have to pay out just to get up there in the world is astronomically ridiculous now. So I understand how that can be a motivation breaker for a lot of people. And I say, like, people have to not figure out, but people have to start somewhere. I mean, I got a 17-year-old kid running around here. He's trying to get in, just get his foot in the door right now. And it's like, oh, I'll do anything. He's motivated. And it's like, I understand that, we don't have that much work right now ourselves because it's not peak season yet. That's where I'm going to get super busy. But the point is, it's like, no, just bring them in. And if management has, and this is the other thing too, right? Like I said, with the industry getting in the way, if management has a problem with it, tell them to shove it. We don't care. I mean, you guys are sitting here crying about trying to get younger people and younger generations in, yet you're going to cry about, oh, you can't you just can't just do this. No, screw that. Kid wants to come in, well, we'll pay him to sweep the floors. I don't care. I got work for him to do, but then I'd have to pay him, but whatever. Point is, he's going to be learning. But a lot of companies don't even see it that way. They see it as a waste of time a lot of times, which is not good either. I mean, you can't have it both ways. But apparently some people think they can still, because that mentality of, oh, well, I can replace you anytime, and I can get 10 more just like you. Those days are over a long time ago. I mean, and it's only going to get worse out there. I mean, there's a reason why all these old people are getting brought back up and brought back in, as others are retiring, and the companies are panicking a little bit because the people are retiring. They're too old to do this stuff, right? I'm not exactly a young chicken anymore, even though I look young because I shaved recently. That's not the point, though. Point is, how do we get this? How do we fix these problems? I mean, there are incentives out there, sure, but it's, I don't know. For the majority, if you get into a really good company, yeah, there's some incentives there. But sometimes the really good company goes a little too far and pushes people out too, which is another issue, but we'll get into that some other day. The other thing is, because a lot of people have been talking about the UBI is rearing its ugly head again. Oh, we need universal basic income. We need this, we need that. And and there's a lot of people that just can't wait. They can't wait to be sitting at home doing nothing while us old people still keep continuing on. Oh no, but it's set up for you too. That's what our pensions and stuff are for. Now, I understand, well, you can't just rely on the government pension because there will be none. They're taking that too. Once again, Big G is in the way of a lot of things, especially here in commie country. So, whatever. But the thing is, a lot of people are still going on about this UBI. UBI is not a good thing. It's never going to be a good thing. But the robots are going to take over. Well, I got news for you. Here's a news flash. Robots are not taking over my job. They're not. The technology isn't even there yet. So it's, could you imagine a robot up on a roof trying to do roofing? Ain't gonna happen. Nope, not gonna happen. Not for a long time yet. Or you know, they've got that one there. They're trying to pull on and do drywalling and drywall finishing with. But how much is that gonna cost? Like, sorry, labor is still cheaper, even though a robot can do 24/7 nonstop, which is kind of the goal there too, right? Because once again, the industry likes to be a slave driver sometimes. Instead of like properly coordinating jobs, they just like to throw, especially if you're good at your job, they just like to throw as much work at you as possible, burning you out in the process and making you want to quit. So that's another issue with the industry thinking out its ass some days. So the industry can look into doing the robot thing all they want, but at the end of the day, the robots aren't capable yet. They probably got another 50 years or so, maybe even 30. But to start tomorrow with these robots, like I said, it ain't gonna happen. So the trades are pretty much safe from the robot invasion for now. I mean, you got to think about even in pandemic times, the plandemic times, I should say, when everybody was essential and non-essential. Well, didn't take long to figure that one out, eh? I mean, yeah, they shut down a lot of mom and pop businesses that should have been still running as essentials, because, including the restaurants, because guess who was essential? The trades. The trades didn't stop. If anything, I got busier, and that's probably not really stopped much. But that's not the point. I'm not really talking about myself here. I'm just pointing out a situation that happened. And yeah, so a lot of us were not allowed to go out and eat. A lot of us were not allowed to just go out and pick up tools. A lot of us were not allowed to go out and just do whatever. Even though we're named essential and big names are allowed to run. Although they shut down all the mom and pop shops, so you couldn't go and get breakfast if you wanted to. I mean, after a long 10-hour, 11-hour day, you couldn't get food, you couldn't get anything, unless it came from a big box store. So, once again, screwing over the essential workers. It's amazing how that works. And, like I said, Big G, usually in a way, came up with these great ideas. And that big capital G is not stopping with the workers either. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that are talking about lobbying. And I'm not talking just here in Canada. I'm talking like worldwide right now. I mean, we got South Africans working for us. And I'm going to tell you, the stories they're telling, whew, not good. And like I said, I just came from the States. Same thing. Right? They're talking about lobbying government because government seems to be getting in the way of workers again. So, because workers and now farmers are usually to these people that are in higher powers and, you know, in the positions of power, we always seem to be the ones that get shit on, and we're always the enemy. I mean, and it's non-stop that way. You know, not that I want to get political, but unfortunately, nobody has any choice whatsoever but to become political in some way, shape, or form now. Which before it used to be, yeah, whatever, right? So now you got workers and people in the industries looking to lobby governments to tell them to back off already. I mean, and it's always something to do with the trades and the trades. Now we're all gearing up for trade wars. Like, yeah, well, who's that hurt again, right? Us. But anyways, that's all I got pretty much. Well, I got more, but that's for another video. Anyways, talk to y'all later. And yeah, keep motivated. Keep going, keep pushing forward, I tell you. Keep pushing forward. And if you can grab some younger person to come with you, start teaching them some sort of trade. Because I should make that point right now, actually. I've made this point before in my videos, but if you're watching this to the end, if you're getting into the trades, you got to remember that you're a tradesperson. Meaning you're trade. Because trade is what's going to go and help us out in the long run. It's coming. Because with capital G getting in the way, trading, whether it be job for job or item for item or whatever, it's going to become very important in the near future. And yeah, so keep that in mind, eh? There's ways around them. There's ways around everything.